In my parents' house, by the telephone, there are all these bits of paper lying all over the place that everyone puts in the house when they come home. A deal for the pizza thing, a discount in IKEA, whatever it is. And when someone's going shopping, they run to this corner, and all the telephone numbers and everything they need is somewhere buried in the corner. And it's luck. And you normally find something. Is your service basically the corner of my parents' kitchen?
Yes, I think that we had two options when we started up. One was aggregating the corners of a million of houses. The other one was integrating with the retailers. It's exactly, I mean, I like very much your description. I mean, people had the funniest ways of putting aside and collecting this information. And we want the customer to have a similar experience to what they have online, where every purchase is very much well informed. Offline. So I go out for shopping. Why should I just venturing and cross myself to hope to find what I need? I want to have information, not just prices, but information to make a smart shopping even when I walk to physical stores.
My mother would love this service. She would love to have all the right vouchers and ideas and deals before she goes out in the car. But she can barely turn the computer on. She doesn't feel comfortable with technology. She's not a mobile adopter. There's demand for what you're doing, but how do you actually teach the consumer how to use it?
Your mother or my mother and their equivalent are getting a new phone in the next 24 months, and the new phone is going to be a smartphone. They're not going to use complicated services, but I mean maps, WhatsApp, to simplify the messages, video calls with their nephews or grandsons, and something like Dove Conviene to make shopping in physical stores as something they learn to click a couple of times and then flip through. I'm sure of that because it's already happening.
You've got a great proposition for the market, for customers.
Yes.
Do you ever get resistance from the client, from the shop?
The thing is, mobile innovation is easier to understand, because they're really seeing even older people spending a lot of time with smartphones. And they know that this habit is shifting because they see it happening. Choosing to work with Dove Conviene is not even a technological or innovative choice. I have to follow my clients. I have to invest on digital. That's it. If 30% or 40% of the physical mails weren't working anymore, and people were delivering and someone else was delivering flyers with pigeons, would you have any doubt on using pigeons to deliver flyers? You wouldn't. It's not a technological choice. You need to get this information to your customers. If they're using smartphones, you need to be there.
So looking at the example of Dove Conviene, I'm trying to understand if there's something radical in what they're doing and if that matters.
Well, they are doing, like we say, they're doing a small step, but it could be a huge step for humanity in the sense that what they're doing right now, they're converting a part of the market which is much more difficult to convert than traditional early adopters. So making analog digital is a huge challenge. And what they're doing right now, they're opening up a whole new set of communication approaches, which may not be that sophisticated, but have the potential to transform the market even more into a digital market. And this is going to open up opportunities not only for Dove Conviene, but for many other companies.
I would imagine there's resistance from traditional retail in working in that way.
And what they did is not challenging retailers on their ability to be digital from the start. They chose a smart way to enter this type of business, trying to transform laterally rather than the core of the company in their digital communication. So, for instance, they engaged internal decision makers inside the companies, allowed them not really to substitute what already is there, but to show some additional services which would be interesting also for the company to experiment without perceiving there's too much change going on.
Can we expect more radical innovation on the internet in the coming years?
We should expect it. It won't have the same pace we experienced in the first phase of the internet. So what we experience so far, the development of social networks, of search engines, those are all different layers, the devices, all different layers defining what the internet really is and defining basic platforms for new markets to evolve. I see the internet changing radically in the next 10 years, especially if you are going to be much more involved in the day-to-day life of all people. So adding up data, adding up information, adding up services for every time, every minute we spend in our real life, narrowing the gap between digital life and traditional real life.